Greetings, family, near and far and wide, on planet, off planet, in the planet. You've done that, goes already. If you know she's agreeable, step forward, disagreeable, step back. Right now, we ain't got no more time for that. Come in, my youth.
And yeah, we're back with Ladycrowne, and we don't stay down, we stay up, and we don't chat pop, because it's real talk, episode 109, and trust me, I got a lot of energy right now. And big shout outs to my cousin out there, Anthony, and his wife, Gabby. You know, congratulations on the newborn baby boy. And make sure you massage him from head to toe. Boost up his nervous system, you know? Make him strong, you know what I mean? Get that blood flow going, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, big ups to you. And shout outs. shout outs to the chickens. Yeah. Shout outs
so noisy this morning.
Trust me, they're active. Shout outs to my cousin out there, Isha. Blessings for that present. And shout outs to Auntie Jackie Divine. She's doing a 21-day fast. One can, mate. But yeah, she's doing a 21-day fast, and big ups to you, you know, cleansing out that system, because trust me, we all need an intracellular cleanse, you know. And what you got to say to the people, them, Ladycrowne? It's a beautiful day, you know. Amun Ra, the rising star.
The sun is absolutely pelting down.
Trust me.
We was having to take a little bit of shade underneath the tree to do the recording.
Yeah, but the bees are active right now.
Oh, they're not moving.
Trust me.
They're not. Yeah, grand rising, people.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day up at the allotments. We're going to have an amazing day today.
Most definitely.
I intend to spend a lot of time in the sun. Just drink plenty of water. Oh, yeah.
Trust me.
We don't know how much longer it's going to last, so we've not really had a great deal of sunshine this summer. Some people in Spain are talking about how it's been so hot out there, they've had to have the AC on. We've not had that problem. So I don't really know about the global warming philosophy, because we've not really felt it, you know.
Man, when I told you that I think that we're going to have a longer summer because of how cool it's been, you know what I mean? So I think the weather's going to, I think it's going to last longer. I think until mid-October.
That'd be great.
Trust me. That's what my spirit's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it would be really, really good if we had this kind of sunshine right up until the October, November months. It'd be absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
So definitely. It's a beautiful day.
Oh, it's a beautiful day to be alive. Trust me, because when you really tap in every single second, everything changes for you. Trust me, it's not no joke out here. Because like I like to say, when you deal with the shadows of life, everything changes, because you can transform it to light. Just like Amun Ra every single day. You know, Mother Nature is the greatest alchemist. In fact, check this out now. Yeah, this is a key fact. When you ground yourself on Mother Nature, it takes your negative energy and transforms it into positive energy, and actually grows flowers and plants and trees, and then boosts you up with that positive energy to raise your soul. You see? Yo, I'm telling you, Mother Nature, we can learn a lot of Mother Nature, because look at the experiences that we've had up here.
Oh, some beautiful experiences.
Yo, let me
grab
tell
a chair,
you,
Dave. Grab a chair if you want to sit down. There's some there.
Oh,
yeah. Don't be standing up, just sit down.
Yeah, just sit down. Be a part of the podcast. But yeah, like I was saying, Mother Nature is a great healer, you know. It shifts your frequency to a whole different energy field. Trust me, you actually get back into your natural state, you know.
Yeah.
And more of us need to get out here, because trust me, as long as you're staying inside, trust me, you're lowering your frequency. Lowering your frequency. A lot of people really need to tap in, man. I'm so passionate about this. You can tell with my energy, because I really live this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're passionate about something, you live it and you speak it, you know what I mean? You feel it, you know? Not just for self, but others, to really raise the energy, man. We're in crucial times right now where we really need to tap in and help each other. You get me? None of this ego business. No ego, we go. Ride on. Shouts to Winhoff out there, you know what I mean? Help millions of people, and he's still doing it right now, because it's subconscious, like I like to say. Repetition, you know what I mean? Every day. Keep on tapping in, man. Trust me, because you are the star of your reality if you pick yourself. Trust me. Because when you get on this journey, you're going to have a lot of challenges, because remember, most people aren't raising the energy, so you're going to have energy vampires trying to attack you. You got to build an energy field that's so big that is impenetrable. And the greatest thing that I've tapped into is tapping into great self-talk. That's one of my greatest tools, because when you have great self-talk, you can bounce off that energy. Shouts to Billy Carson out there. Trust me, a lot of people really need to tap in, man. Really feel this, man. Trust me.
What we do understand and understand why, you know, so many people aren't going to be out and and receiving the blessing from the Most High
because of the programming.
Because of the programming, you know, got to go work and or you know you're coming from your graveyard shift and you need to sleep. So all of this that you're supposed to be receiving from Mother Nature, you're not receiving. I mean, they say like if you're not well or you've got certain imbalances in the body, just grounding for 24 hours.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Change the whole system.
The whole, just you know, just refine and restructure the whole system, cleanse it, deal with all the issues in it by connecting with the earth. We're disconnected with Nike, Adidas, and you know, 4,000
you know the brand names and that. Yeah, that's
shoes,
the material world, the external realm.
So you put these on your feet.
Yeah.
And detach yourself away from Mother Nature, so
and
you no longer.
They've
done that on purpose. That was done deliberately to disconnect you from the earth. So you put on these really expensive, nice-looking shoes, trainers, whatever. But you're walking zombies, you're walking dead, you're disconnected.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how deep the program is. Because if you go back to those rural countries where people have real rural upbringing, my mum only wore shoes when she went to church on a Sunday. Every picnic out to Jamaica went to school bare feet. What were they? Connected to the earth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
More grounded.
Yeah. And that's what they were doing every day without them even knowing it, because let's face it, these things weren't taught to them. It was like, well, you only have one pair of shoes so you can't go it when you got. So it wasn't like my grandparents were conscious of the fact that what they were doing was revitalizing their system, taking out those negative ions and none of those things. But guess what? That was how they lived. Connected to the earth without even truly appreciating how much they were getting from the earth. You get what I'm saying? We were just completely disconnected. You know what I mean? As your little ones are born, we're ready to fling on all sorts of things on their feet. You know, their feet don't breathe. They've got socks on, booties on, and all the rest of it. And all they need to be doing is you know, just stand them up on the earth. You know what I mean? Go outside on the grass and just stand them there, let them feel it, you know what I'm saying? So they get used to doing it from a very early age. It becomes natural for them to walk out there bare feet. Now, if you see somebody walking around bare feet now in whatever city you're in, you're going to look and think, oh, bloody hell, what can't they afford shoes? No, it's not nothing to do with that. They're connected to the earth, so they have to feel that connection, not disconnected. Most of us, let's face it, we're disconnected.
Most definitely, you know, we're disconnected and we need to reconnect.
But it's so easy when you pull a socket, a plug out of a socket. You know what I mean? Oh, it's not working. What you got to do is put it back in. So that's what you do. You kick off your shoes, your sandals, whatever. I mean, I'm always in like sliders anyway. So as soon as I get up here, boom, they're off my feet, and you know, I'm sat here. Well, I will be today, proper, you know, connected with the earth, grounded and sunning at the same time. So we know the challenges that people have, but that's why we have to break those old chains, those old way of doing things, that indoctrination, that slavery system that we've been accustomed to, that we even some people actually like. You know, oh, I don't mind, you know, doing this. Yeah, you do. You're disconnected. That's why you don't mind anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not who you truly are. You're the, you're the 3D entity. You get what I'm saying? And you're loving it because that's all you know. But if you decide to break those chains, you have a whole new different perspective and outlook on life and a life per se, you know.
Yeah, you know, shouts to Queen Michelle out there. Trust me, you know, 60 now, and it's all about balance, I'd like to say. And you know, we are spirit first, so we need to get back in touch with our natural state. Keep on saying it so it really resonates with people, you know, because as long as we're living that 3D fake reality, we're going to be separate from our true power, and we're going to be a representation of the matrix that causes many tricks. We need to really tap in now, you know, because trust me, we've been put here to elevate, you know, not to go down in the dirt, you know, and more and more people are getting awakened to the fact of who they truly are. And when I found out who I am, everything changed for me, because I started taking responsibility for my life and the way I present myself to others, you know what I mean? And especially, this is key as well, not just that, this is key, your energy field, because I keep on saying this because I know this is our core essence now. And when you don't know that your core essence is energy, just like you were saying earlier, you're going to be more attached to Nike, you're going to be more attached to brand names than yourself, you know what I mean? And this is how I won't even say powers that be, a lot of the big businessmen have controlled a lot of people's minds by making them look outside of themselves instead of looking at your core essence, which is spirit first. We need to really get back in touch with who we truly are, you know.
Yeah.
Trust me. 'Cause
Absolutely.
it's so key, man. Dr. Joe Dispenza's helped so many people realize that it's not about externalizing your power to, you know, big pharma. It's about internalizing your power and realizing that the greatest pharmacy is within. You know what I mean? It's been proven in science now. So no one can tell him that he's talking crap, because he isn't. He's talking the truth because it's been proven. And until we started taking brain scans and doing certain things that prove that his work was real, people didn't really take him serious.
No.
Same with Winhoff as well. Until he went to the doctors and showed them that with their own machinery that this works. You know what I mean? They didn't really take him serious. So we're in a world where people need evidence before they can really, you know, treat you with respect.
You come in with something that's not going to cause any harm to any other man or woman, whether they get any benefits or not. But, you know, you're going to have to go for this stringent testing and all the rest of it. They're going to call it pseudoscience. They're going to do everything to keep you away from it because, let's face it, the control that big pharma has had over the whole world. I mean, let's face it, they've infiltrated every city, every country, every town, every neighborhood with their poisons. Now they have peer review studies when they produce their whatever you want to call it, their medicines, But even when their medicines are proven to cause harm, you know, and injury and loss of life, they still tout it. It's still out there. It's approved by the FDA. Or like Pfizer wanted to do was lock up information for 75 years pertaining to the side effects of their mRNA vaccine. So you can see the absolute polar opposites. There's some men and women coming along that all you're going to do is use your natural body. You're not going to use anything external, just your body to help heal yourself, whether by the breath or the mind. And that's scrutinized and it's challenged until it's proven. Yet somebody can come along into a laboratory and fling a little this, fling a little that, a little bit of this, little bit of that, put it in a vial, call it a name, and it's injected into you without any real question. Can you see how crazy things are? How everything's been turned upside down. And what we have to do is reverse that. If it's not for us, then for the ones that are coming up after us, because they can't live in a world like this, where it's not fair, where it's not just, where I've got the more money than you, so therefore what I say goes, even if what I say is going to cause you harm. It doesn't, you know, it's not right, and we have to make those changes. You know, obviously everybody knows about Lahaina and Maui, and you got Oprah Winfrey and Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, setting up some fund. They're starting it off with $10 million, and then they're asking people out there, ordinary people out there, to donate, and they'll make sure that every penny that comes, and she's like that pointing to her hand, goes to the people. Well, Oprah Winfrey is worth $3.5 billion. $3.5 billion, and she has 17,000 acres of land in Maui. You tell me what us ordinary men and women could do that she can't do just like that. You know what I'm saying? If she was to take 1 billion and everybody who lost their houses, their livelihoods, and just plowed it into them, listen, that place would be up and running. You can't replace a loss of life, because let's face it, there've been loss of life. But in terms of their houses and their businesses, she could change it just like that. But she stands there with Dwayne Johnson begging people to contribute money to their fund. Yeah, right. To help the people of Lahaina. If she wanted to help, she'd have been on the ground from day one, because she got property there, she got land there, she got guards protecting her property so nobody don't walk on it. God forbid that, you know, you're destitute, you need water, because you wouldn't be able to get onto her property. So these things have to change. I mean, they set it up on, I think it was on a TikTok, it was like a 2 or 3 minute thing, and the comments underneath started to show me that people are really getting it now, you know, because they were incensed at the fact that she could come on there and ask them for money, who are struggling to pay a bill, buy food. Some are losing jobs, and you're coming to the most vulnerable and poor people to help the people of Lahaina when you're there with your $3.5 billion worth. they cost her, and of course Rock as well. But we don't know who and what these characters are. They've never been here for the people. They've always been here for themselves, and they prove it just by coming out there and asking people to donate money when she could end the issues that they have in terms of where they live in, what they've lost in, just like that. Yeah. So they got what they deserved. I think that they collected about 5,000 between them. The majority of people told them to go swivel on that, go and do one.
People are waking up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's now the penny's dropping. Hang on a second. You're there. You're a multi-billionaire. You've got 17,000 acres of land that you own on Maui, and then you come here asking ordinary men and women who are struggling to make ends meet to help the people of Lahaina when you could do it just like that. It shows you what they're doing, expose themselves proper to say to you, well, they started off with 10 million. 10 million to Oprah Winfrey coming like 10 pence. Mm-hmm. She's a billionaire. So 10 million ain't nothing. You get what I'm saying? And that's what they started it off with. No. If she said 100 million or something like that, people might go, you know what, they really... But then how would you know that that's what they were actually putting in? Saying it, doing it, and showing what you've done with it and where it's come from and what it's done is two different things. They can say a lot of things, but what it is, your actions speak louder than words, and their actions spoke louder than words to a lot of people. They got cussed off in a lot of the comments. I don't think they were able to switch off the comments, so it wasn't good. People were really incensed that they were out there begging for money to help the people of Lahaina when she's there on the ground with all that money and that wealth.
Like you like to say, problem, reaction, solution.
Yeah,
and that's what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
So you can see the fakery going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just opportunities. So they're actually trying to benefit of people's pain.
Yes.
When they're in a privileged position. You see the flip. They're in a privileged position, but they want to benefit of your pain, your struggle.
Exactly.
But they can sort it out within one day.
What?
You know what I mean? But because these lot are part of a club.
Yeah.
Like that famous comedian said, got his name.
Oh, I always forget his name.
I always forget his name, but yeah, they're part of a club. So their agenda is to capitalize
on people's pain. There we go. Look, they're all over.
Yeah, here we go.
Go on.
Come on, you know what I mean?
They're all over the place.
All over the shop.
Yeah, that's what they do.
But yeah, that's the world that we live in, and more and more people are waking up to that fact and are coming together, because with unity we're strong, divided we're weak. Yeah. Trust me. So the more that we come together, vibrate on the love frequency, realize that we've got the power when we connect with each other on this level, this higher level where we're shifting the reality. We're creating a new world because we're being a co-creator instead of a victim. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Lose the victim mindset.
Yeah, lose the victim mindset and gain that warrior mindset. None of them ones there. Flip it all the time. Keep on saying it so it resonates with people, man, because trust me, when you really tap in every single second, you realize you got a choice every moment of your life. Yeah. You get it? So it's deep, man. It's deep when you really tap in, fam. Trust me. Yeah. Because, like I like to say, trust me, it's kind of easier to tap out because it's a part of the program. But when you go against the program, you realize how much work you got to do. That's all I've got to say, because you'll realize how much it takes to get to a level of greatness. There's a reason why there's a 1% club. Think about that. There's a reason, just like the pyramid, there's a reason why there's one block at the top. There's a reason. It's only for a few. Yeah. A few are chosen. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
Well, these ones have chosen themselves to sit up there and carry on with their heinous crimes.
When I talk about the 1% club, I'm not talking about the people that are committing all these crimes. Right, okay. I'm talking about the 1% club, like the David Wynn Millers.
Oh, David they're man there. Yeah,
Dr. Joe Dispensers. You know what I mean? I'm talking about those are the Penny Kellys. Yeah. I'm talking about those.
They're the real 1%ers.
Yeah, I'm talking about those who are shifted it to a whole different frequency.
Yeah.
The 5% as well, God's on earth, Lord Jamal. I'm talking about those type of entities that are on the God consciousness, Christ consciousness. Yeah. Where they're literally elevated way above this lower type of mentality, man. Lower chakras, 3D mentality. We need to get into the 5D now.
Absolutely. We've got, everybody knows that we've got the Eris new scamdemic thing coming out. I'm really hopeful that people don't buy into the hogwash. because this thing is so imminent and it's going to cause so much issues with the hospitals and all the rest of it, you know, the flu vaccine have been moved forward to 9/11. What a lovely number. Why do they keep choosing 9/11?
The numbers, isn't it?
Yeah, because normally it'd be October that, you know, that you'd be going to get these lovely injectables, which I don't recommend anybody gets, but guess what, you know, you do what you want, it's your body. So they're bringing it forward. They're also talking about schools. Apparently now, you know, these schools that your boys and girls have been going to, they've now been made in some substandard concrete, so that, you know, schools are going to have to close. Listen, you probably had, you know, generations of your family gone to this school, and all of a sudden it's been found out that they've got substandard concrete and it's dangerous. And so, listen, once they get the young people them out of the schools, it's going to be easy for them to say, that's it, yeah, this thing's really, really, you know, bad, we're going to have to just lock down the country, because that's the aim and the goal, is to knock everybody down come October, November. I can't see it going into December. It would have probably happened by then. So just be mindful that there's tactics and there's all sorts of things ahead in terms of them planning to lock down. But guess what? It only happens if you do what? Comply. It's as simple as that. When people say, I don't think so. You know, I'm not going to keep away from my granny, my grandfather, my mother, my dad, my brother, my sister, my aunt, my niece. I'm not going to do that. That's when it ends. It stops just like that. But if people go along with the bullshit and you know, they've showed you in 2020 what happened, and you can see the results of that, because there's still, you know, excessive deaths throughout England, Wales and Scotland. You know, 400 or 500 a week excess, you know, on a 5-year average. And, you know, we don't have to guess what that's from. So for them to come out with something else, you know, for this new variant, well, what can I say to you? You just got to use your own common sense. You must know. Listen, if somebody broke in your house and, you know, held you at gunpoint and put that gun to your head, you'd probably think, oh my God, they're going to kill me, wouldn't you? Because, you know, that's so obvious, isn't it? How about somebody sending you a letter and inviting you to come to their office because they've got something to inject in you? What do you see that as? Yeah? You know, but there's no bloody difference if you think about it, people. It's time. There's no different. The only thing is that you're kind of like assisted in your demise, because they haven't dragged you out of your house and chucked it in you. You've gone down there because you received that letter from whatever, NHS, England, whoever, telling you how extremely vulnerable you are. Oh yeah, you're vulnerable because you believe the hogwash and the bullshit. So let's not let them do what they did in 2020. Yeah, I don't expect to be out on the roads going where I'm going and not see another car, because that's what happened in 2020. Myself and STS, we were out and
Ghost town.
It was an absolute ghost town.
Me.
I thought I was in freaking Twilight Zone. I could not believe it. I'm like, bloody hell, where's them? At least, you know, some burly bloke out there who's got, you know, a pair of gahoonies. You know what I'm saying? But there was not one other car did I pass in the space of 15 minutes driving on the roads. I couldn't believe it. I thought, my God, these people have taken this hook, line and sinker. But, you know, you can be forgiven for falling for the because you wouldn't believe that your people that are here to serve and protect you would do such things. But guess what? 3 years on, what do you think now?
We're in the era of information.
Yeah.
So ignorance is a choice.
It absolutely is.
You know what I mean? It's time to tap in now. That's why, you know, we got this energy behind us to sit, you know, to help you push on and realize that you've got the power. You know what I mean?
100%.
This is why we come with this raised entire energy. We don't come with, you know, just being settled all the time, because that's not real. You've got to keep it authentic, man. It's time. It's time now. You know what I mean? Tap in.
So if you're in a fight for your life and the
You
life
gotta-
of
you
your
gotta get me. Trust
sons and your daughters, what are you going to do? Lie down there and just let it
No,
happen?
sir, you got to stand up.
There you go.
Like Bob said, get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight.
There you go.
Trust me. But yeah, what are you saying?
Yeah, I'm done, my
It's a rap, you know. We can feel it.
sunning to do, grounding.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it's a flip, no rehearsal, no script, no acting going on. And yeah, keep working on your mind, body, and soul in order to achieve your goals, because we're there, you're with you.
Spiritually.
You don't know, bro and sis, stay bliss. STS and Ladycrowne, over and out. Peace and blessings.
Peace, my people.
Peace.
Have a strong day.